Good morning everyone, and it's great to be able to speak to you from Morocco. We are really grateful for the opportunity to come and work with the team here with TAQA Morocco and the critical ability to supply electricity to the people of Morocco. As many of you will know, 45% of the electricity is generated here, and the loss of that capability would be catastrophic for the people, far more so than perhaps the financial impact on the business. For us, this is our third time we have now been working with a TAQA company, having previously worked with TAQA Iraq and TAQA Ghana. So we are beginning to understand how the company works, and that is coming through with the training that we're able to give and ensuring that there is a common theme across all the company groups. We have had a busy 2 weeks, and the thing that keeps coming back to us is that the huge amount of work has gone into removing some of the risk areas that there may have been in the past. What we would call single points of failure are largely resolved. There are one or two left, and that is always a challenge of striking a balance between the cost of putting in something and the likelihood of it happening. And that is why senior leadership are so important, to speak to all of the departments, to understand their critical processes, and from that we are able to understand which processes need to be done in the priority order. Typically, for example, everyone needs software. Everyone needs to be able to use email and so on, so that typically is always an item that needs to be recovered quickly. Other items, perhaps the ability to continue training, can be done a little bit later. And so we've been able to establish that priority list of activities, and it is now being discussed across the TAQA Morocco leadership team to confirm that it is correct. Our second activity that we look at is the time frame that we agree that has to be recovered in. So some activities may need to be recovered in 2 or 3 hours, others in 2 or 3 days. Finally, we identify and confirm the level of performance that we need. And I always use the example of mobile phones. If we have 100 mobile phones in the company, do we need to replace all of them? Or actually, can we prioritize with the important 10 that may be for emergency response personnel, for example, and then we do the rest over the following days and weeks. So that's what we've been doing. We've created a plan with each of the departments. The second week, we've looked at training and embedding that so that under stress, it will actually work. There is never any point having a plan if it just sits on the cloud. So we've worked with each of the teams to enable them to understand what we're trying to achieve and give that framework so that when we leave on Saturday, we leave behind a system that will work. And we look forward to hearing how that goes. We obviously hope that an emergency event never happens, but as recent experience shows, all too often it does. And this afternoon we are about to have a workshop looking at the preparedness and the actions required for coronavirus to just finalise all the hard work that has gone into thinking about it, and it's pulling it together as a team just to make sure that if the worst happens, is TAQA Morocco as prepared as it could be. Thank you.